Hey you guys, it's Yana here, and today I'm gonna show you how to play Love Me Like That by Sam Kim on your ukulele. And thanks to my subscriber Eve Rose for suggesting this song. And you guys, if you want to get a shout out in my next tutorial, please leave a suggestion under this video or in my community tab. So let's get started with the tutorial. By the way, I've never heard of this song, and turns out it's a soundtrack for a Korean drama called Nevertheless. And I decided after making this tutorial I'm gonna start watching it because a less known fact about me, I love Korean dramas and I watched a lot of them for the lack of, romantic life and the social life. But I love them. I love the music, I love the characters, and I love the drama. So let's finally get into the tutorial and let's start with the chords. So you guys, if you haven't noticed, for this song you will need a capo on the 2nd fret. But if you don't have a capo yet, I'm gonna leave the link in the description how to make it at home by yourself. So for this song you will need 7 chords: C, D, A minor, and the chords for the second part of the song: E7, G, F, and C minor. So one more time: C, D, A minor, E7, G, F, and C minor. So for the first verse, you guys, you will need this chord progression: C, D, and A minor. And you will need to repeat it 3 times with this strumming pattern: down, hit, and mute the strums. 1 time on C, 1 time on D, and twice on A minor. One more time: down, mute the strums, down, mute, down, mute. One more time. And with lyrics, it's gonna sound like this. I get defensive and insecure, my own worst critic. Behind a closing door, I'm fragile and fractured, that's for sure. So moving on to the pre-chorus, and in the pre-chorus you will need the same chord progression: C, D, A minor. But here you will need to repeat it 6 times. By the way, you guys, this is the original version of the song. If you want it to sound higher, and if it's too low for you to sing like that, it was low for me, you can just place your capo higher, like on a 3rd or on a 4th or on a 5th fret. With the same strumming pattern in the first 5 times, so down, hit, down, hit, and twice on A minor. And then the last 6 time you will need to play just 1 down strum on each chord, and it's gonna sound like this. And with lyrics, it's gonna sound like this. I burn myself down to the ground. How can I ask you to treat me soft and tender? Love me hard and true. Keep my heart from building walls so high you can get through. Treat me soft and tender. Okay, now you guys, let's talk about the chorus and let's divide it in 2 parts. For the first part, you will need the same chord progression: C, D, A minor. And you will need to repeat it 4 times. And here, you guys, you will need this chord progression: down, down, up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. 1 time on C, so down, down, up, down, up. 1 time on D, down, down, up, down, up. And twice on A minor. 1 time C, 1 time D, twice A minor. to play this chord C and D. On C, you will need to play our strumming pattern down, down, up, down, one time, and then one down strum on D. And it's gonna sound like this. And for the second part, you will need the same chord progression C, D, A minor. In the first line, you will need the same strumming pattern, one time on C, down, down, up, one time on D, and twice on A minor. And in the second line, again, one time on C, one time on D, and just one down strum on A minor. And all together, it's gonna sound like this. And now with lyrics. Ooh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? Ooh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? I'll just keep repeating it in case you didn't catch me. Ooh, can you love me like, can you love me like, can you love me like that? So now you guys, let's talk about the second verse. For the second verse, you will need to repeat our chord progression C, D, A minor twice. And right now you're gonna see the strumming pattern count on the screen. So here on C, you'll need to play our first strumming pattern down, mute one time on D, and twice on A minor. Then again, one on C, one time on D, and just one down strum on A minor. And it's gonna sound like this. We see the world in colors, I hear in black and white. Paint me a picture out of the lines that I live in all of the time. Moving on to the second pre-chorus, and let's divide it in two parts. For the first part, you will need this chord progression C, D, E7, A minor, D. And here we will use the second strumming pattern down, down, up, on C one time on D, twice on E7, then twice on A minor, and twice on D. And for the second part, you will need this chord progression G, D, A minor, C, D, A minor. You're gonna see the strumming pattern count on the screen. So on G, you will need to play our strumming pattern down, down, up, one time on D, one time on D, and twice on A minor. Then one down strum on C, one down strum on D, and one down strum on A minor. And with lyrics, it's gonna sound like this. Treat me soft and tender, to the ground, how can I ask for you to treat me soft and tender? And finally, you guys, let's talk about the bridge. And let's also divide it in two parts. So for the first part, you will need this chord progression D, F, G, D, A minor. And here you will need to play our first strumming pattern down, hit, twice on each chord. And for the second part, you will need this chord progression C minor, G, D, A minor. And here, you guys, you will need to play just one down strum on each chord. And it's gonna sound like this. Sunshine left today, got caught in the rain, all alone. Can you come and pick me up from my blues? Or am I right to ask you love me soft and tender? this is it, you guys. This is the end of the tutorial. I hope it was helpful for you, and if you want to get a shout out in my next tutorial, you can leave a suggestion under this video or in my community tab, and also you can leave a suggestion for your favorite K-drama. I'm gonna check it out too. And don't forget that you will find PDF with lyrics and chord charts on my Patreon, and like that you can support my channel. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on my new videos, my new tutorials. And if you want to, you can follow me on my social media at Diana's Pages and listen to my original music on Spotify. Thank you for watching. Bye.